All right, the Giants' preseason is mercifully over. A 17-9 victory over the New England Patriots here on Thursday night, and the preseason finale wraps it up 2-2 for the Giants. Let's talk about the good and the bad from the preseason now for the Giants. The good, I'll start with two things. First, good. The defense looked very strong this preseason. They were the worst unit in the league last year. Everyone knows about the struggles they had a year ago. They spent all that money in free agency. They spent with a draft pick to bring in Eli Apple. Everything has looked good so far. Olivier Vernon has looked like the pass rusher they thought he would be. Damon Harrison has been the run stopper they thought he would be. Janoris Jenkins had a slow start to training camp, but he really didn't have any big letdowns in game action at least. Eli Apple's looked ahead of schedule. The linebackers have been good. Jonathan Casillas had a great camp. He's a little banged up now, but before then he was doing well. Darian Thompson, the third-round safety, he's looked very good before he got dinged up as well. But that's very good start for this defense. You know, it was a big issue last year. The reason why they went 6-10 and missed the playoffs and couldn't win the NFC East was because their defense was historically awful. It looks like they're going to be much improved. Now, how improved, we don't know. I think middle of the pack is a very good goal for this Giants team. Anything else than that is greater. But this defense looks a lot better. The second good, we talked about those dinged up guys, but that's it. They're just dinged up. This team is as healthy as it's been in years going into the season. No major injuries this preseason. I mean, there were no injuries at all, period, against the Patriots on Thursday night. That's kind of a rarity considering it's a preseason game. Young guys are flying around trying to win jobs. Very sloppy football, but hey, Giants are very healthy. Not a serious injury on the ledger. The guys that are dinged up are expected to be back very soon. That's very good for the Giants. But there is a bad side to this preseason, and that's the offensive line. It has looked terrible. Yes, Will Beattie's back, and that should help them probably down the road if they can replace Marshall Newhouse and put Beattie in the lineup. He probably gives them a little bit more at right tackle, but still, Eric Flowers struggled again on Thursday night. The run game has been non-existent this preseason. Look, Ben McAdoo believes these problems are correctable, and maybe they are once they start to game plan, once they start to go week by week, and once they maybe make some adjustments to this lineup and add some depth here and there. But it hasn't looked very good so far. Now, it is true the Giants have overcome offensive line woes at the past 2 years to have top 10 offenses, but at some point, they really are going to have to start running the ball effectively because all the issues they had last year, 4-minute offense, red zone efficiency, short yardage, everything comes back to the run game. They have to be able to run the ball. They have to be able to keep Eli Manning upright. He's an Iron Man, but he's 35 years old, and you never know when the next hit could be the hit that knocks him out long term, and then have to turn to Ryan Nassib, who really struggled this preseason, and I don't think you can have a lot of confidence at all in him at this point. So that's the good and bad from the Giants preseason. It's over. They're going to have final cuts this weekend, and then all eyes will turn to Week 1, September 11th in Dallas when they take on the Cowboys. The regular season is basically here. Preseason in the rear mirror. Some good for the Giants, some bad for the Giants. Now we find out if they can get back to the postseason and Ben McAdoo's first year as head coach. That's it for me. We'll see you next time.